Alrighty, hello guys, welcome you faces back to another video on my channel. We are actually back in Sprocket yet again. It's actually been a very long time since I've played this game, especially this version of the game. But today we're going to be building an open top tank destroyer. So it's going to be relatively long. In fact, it might be around this length to be fair. But I have an idea in my head what I want to build, so let's just go ahead and start building. Okay, so first things first, we actually need to go to faces. And I'm actually just going to start deleting most of this. We don't need all of these pieces just yet, so we're just going to delete them for now. Once we've done that, I think I'm actually going to start working on the tracks, and we can go from there. The first thing I want to change is this right here. We're actually going to increase the diameter of this to be relatively large, just like so. These guys are then going to be set into groups of 3. It's kind of how I want it to be. And if I can, I need to space them out nicely. So hopefully we can do that. There we go. So we're also going to actually make those wheels a little bit smaller too. Okay, so spacing, let's go ahead and do this. Hopefully I can bring those forwards a little bit more. There we go. And then maybe if I move this a little bit. Wait, what's going on there? Oh, I see what's happening. So if we increase the length, it'll put it back. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and increase this forwards anyway. We're going to have a little gap in between these guys, which isn't actually going to be as big as that, and then this can come backwards. There we go. At the rear, I am actually going to go and extend this guy backwards a tiny bit more, and to me, that actually looks fine. Yeah. I'm then going to change each of the wheels to look like these ones, just because I feel like, I guess I like them the most. The sprockets are also going to get changed into this, and these guys are all actually going to be like that as well. We're then going to go to the tracks themselves. Belt segments are going to look like these ones. And I am going to go ahead and increase the thickness to about 100 millimeters. There we go. I don't know what this looks like if I do this. Oh my. But I don't want the tension to be too high. So we're actually going to go with 20%. And there we go. Honestly, I think that's fine. The other thing I might do is actually make the width of them 600 mil and leave it like that. We are going to have to go through each of these and actually extend them out to these teeth right here. But other than that, we're good to go. Oh, and I am actually going to make these guys slightly larger. Not like too huge, but like a little bit bigger. And I guess the spacing in between these guys should be down a little bit. There we go. And I can put them right there. Okay, that looks awesome. Alright, so the next thing, we are going to have a little bit of a gap on the bottom, but I am going to try and select all of this for now. I am going to lower everything down, so there's not too much room down here. And then we are going to actually bring this guy down, so the first one, down to here-ish. There we go. And then the second guy is actually going to be brought down as well and moved forwards. I want it to be like somewhat flat, if that makes sense. Kind of like this. I mean, it's a bit weird, but yes, it's kind of what we're going for. From there, we are going to go to faces. I'm going to grab each of these and shoot that forwards to the edge. There we go. And then this guy is actually going to be brought down a little bit. And then we're going to have to extend it backwards from there. Alright, so if I can, I want to split this guy right here. I think that worked. It looks like it did. I then want to go to this piece and obviously the one on the other side. And I want to extend each of those upwards into the air, kind of like this. It's not really going to be like this, but it's just where I wanted it for now. I'm then going to go ahead and shoot this guy off backwards. I am going to lower it down to around where the tracks are. And that's going to be a-okay. Gonna drop this piece down as well and bring it forward slightly, and that looks pretty good. Yeah. Okay, so from there we might as well actually try and attach these guys together. So that one and that one, this one and this one. If I fill that in, that works fine. Yes. Okay, so this is where things could get a little bit fishy and weird, but we're just gonna go ahead and extend these guys upwards, sort of like this, kind of. There we go. We're then gonna actually extend it up even further than that. And hopefully, we can actually bring it inwards as well, if that makes sense. So it's actually going to come inwards quite a bit. We're then going to try and angle it backwards to be the same sort of angle at the front. And we'll sort out the back end as well. Okay, so that's kind of the shape I'm going for. And honestly, I think that looks pretty good. At the rear, I've flattened it off for now. Obviously, we're going to have the engine back here and stuff like that. This could theoretically actually be extended backwards as well, so I could do like this, I suppose, and then the engine can go back here. That's kind of what I'm aiming for. Oh, and I do kind of want to actually extend these guys out over the tracks, and the main reason for that is because we need some sort of ammo storage, and I think that's sort of where it should go. So if I extend these guys sideways, kind of like this, yeah, I guess, I'm then going to go ahead and lower these guys down slightly, and inwards a little bit. I mean, that looks, to be fair, that looks kind of awesome. So we're going to go ahead and have it like that. I will drop this backwards a tiny bit, but the rest of it is sort of going to stay as is. Although these pieces are all going to be I'm going to try and make them all flat with the back end. So that's going to go around there somewhere like this, and everywhere else is trying to be flat too. Yeah, that totally works. The only issue is, though, we're now going to have to lift all of this up. And the main reason for that is so the tracks actually have some space to move. Yeah. Okay, next thing then, we are going to go ahead and extend this bit up on the back end, just like so, up to there. We're then going to try and go from like here-ish back to there if I can. I don't know how that's going to work though. Okay, so instead I'm actually going to go ahead and extend each of these guys upwards. So let's go to points. I'm going to grab this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy, and I'm going to try and extend it upwards. That hasn't really worked out. Yeah, because these pieces didn't do anything. What's going on there? Eh? Oh, it's this piece and this piece. There we go. All right, if we bring those guys backwards to around here, that's fine. And then if we attach this guy right here to this guy down here, to this guy and this guy, we can actually fill that in, I think. Yeah, okay. I would like to somehow fix this bit. I don't know how I'm going to do that, though. Okay, I've actually put a bit of a seal on this instead. There is a bit of a gap there, but I think once we add some armor, that gap will somewhat disappear. So if we go to faces and we extend this upwards, we can do stuff like this. Yeah, which brings it inwards a little bit. In fact, let's bring it in a tiny bit to begin with. We're then going to extend it upwards again, and that's going to come inwards quite a lot more. Kind of like this. And we're going to leave it just like that for right now. This piece clearly needs filling in, so go to that piece, and this one? I guess? I don't know how I'm going to do this. That goes to there, and I believe that goes to there. Fill that in. And I'm assuming that's been done on both sides, but I don't know. And this is now where we are at. So obviously the engine is going to go back here, clearly. This bit I've tried to make as flat as possible for right now. This will be extended backwards though, so if I grab this, if I can grab all of them, that'd be great. Hold on. There we go. Excellent. And if I can send all of those guys backwards to like here-ish, that would be fine. Okay, right, cool. That is looking awesome. I was just wondering though, what is it going to be like if I, let's say, go to these two and I try and put a hole in that? Wow, that looks weird. What if I just do it on this piece? Oh, even that looks strange. That looks really weird. I don't know how I'm going to go about doing this. Can I grab each of these? Yes. All right, that is actually a possibility. And then can I do like this and this to widen out that area right there? And then I need to like push it all backwards. Oh man. Ooh. Yeah, that's a bit weird. I don't know if that's kind of what I wanted or not. I don't think so. Okay, so I've saved it as it is right now, but what I'm gonna do is delete all of these pieces right here, and I want to redesign this bit if I can. Honestly, I just want a nice looking hole in the front, and if I can't get that, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Alright, so fill this in, there we go. I then want to go to edges, and I want to try and split it. There we go. I'm then going to split it again, and I'm going to split it again. There we go. I'm then going to go to faces. I'm going to delete these two. We're then going to go ahead and connect this one to this one to this one to this one, and fill that in. From there, we're going to go to faces, grab this, and do this. And yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of right, but not really. It's sticking out so much, I don't know how to feel about it. Anyway, each of these need to be bigger anyway, so let's go ahead and do this. I'm then going to do this too. There we go. And then if I can, I need to move it backwards into the right area as well. So send this backwards into here. I don't know if I can actually angle it properly, but maybe. So if I do like this, can I get it to the same angle as everything else is the question. That seems pretty flat to me, to be honest. I like the idea of having it like further down. and slightly out, I guess. No, in maybe. There we go. And honestly, I think that's fine. It just needs to be bigger though. So let's do this and this. There we go. And that might mean I need to angle it more, which it seems like that is true. So let's do that. A little bit more, tiny bit more. Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, like that, sure. And then I'm going to bring it down, bring it forwards a tiny bit, and we'll leave it just like that. It's not the best, but it's in there. Okay, so from there, what am I going to do? Well, I actually want the thickness to be, I don't know how many mil, but I want it to be quite chunky on the front. It needs to be a bit of a chunky monkey, and honestly, I think 100 mil seems like a good amount. Yeah, I think so. I'm then going to go to the sides, and I think the sides are going to be 70 mil on the top, and on the bottom, they're actually going to be a lot less. Something like 50, I think. So 50 right here, there we go. And I want to have a little look at this as we go. Obviously, I wanted it to be an open-top vehicle, and I have kind of added a roof. But that's okay. That's fine. Yeah, from what I'm seeing, this looks okay. These guys right here are obviously going to have to be armored as well. Not as armored as up there, though. So instead of being 100, it's only going to be 75. Down here on the front, because it's so flat, it is going to be 100. And then down here is only going to be about 50. There we go. Honestly, I think that looks pretty sick. Hopefully, we've got enough room on the insides to actually add some people in there. I think we do. Alright, so instead of having these guys go in quite as much, I'm actually going to go ahead and bring them out to there. And now you can see it is definitely an open-top vehicle. That is awesome. Alright, so it looks a little bit bland at the minute. I'm going to go ahead and actually fix this up a little bit. Roughness all the way down. Condition perfect. Grime loads. I don't know why I always do loads of grime, but I do. Anyway, we want this thing to be red. Yeah, like this color. Saturation, I guess quite high. Metallic, yes, of course. There we go. Scale, that's not a thing. Alright, and roughness, quite rough. Alright, yes. So that's kind of the color we want. I do think I want it to be a bit darker, so I think if I introduce some blue, some more red, yeah, maybe? Saturation? Obviously, I don't want it to be too saturated. Yeah, like this, actually. That looks pretty good. So I think that's the color I want. Alright, so now we are going to add a gun to this. This right here is a mantlet. We're going to have to try and position this in here so that this works. Now, I can't remember how to actually have traverse on a cannon, but let's just go ahead and shove it into there anyway, and maybe we'll be able to figure it out. So if I just shove that guy under there. The size of this, I believe, I actually want a 120mm cannon. This thing's going to be actually quite large. We're going to go ahead and shove this backwards to around there, and that seems pretty good. So what I'm going to do from there is actually increase the size of the barrel. The barrel is going to be 55mm, and then 55mm right here, and then this piece is going to be about a meter long. There we go. This piece is then going to be a meter long as well, but it's only going to be 20 instead of 50. There we go. And actually, maybe 2 meters long makes more sense. There we go. That actually doesn't look too bad. And then on the end of that, I'd actually really like to add a muzzle, which is like this one. There we go. Honestly, that looks pretty good to me. The other thing that I'm going to add is actually a gunner's sight. That is going to go right here like this. That looks awesome. Yes! Beautiful. Okay, so in order to actually aim this thing then, we have to select this little thingamabobby down here. And we need to make it work. So, elevation, we are going to be able to have, let's go with 17.5 degrees of elevation. We're also going to have 15 degrees of, oh, actually, you know what? No, let's go with 12.5 if I can. That might be too much. If I drag it backwards, it's not. So there we go. We're going to go with that. We've then got this, which is azimuth, which is left and right. I want at least 7 degrees of that if I can. So let's go ahead and try and shove that onto there. If possible. I might need to drag this backwards, which is fine. There we go. So now we can actually aim the gun left and right and up and down. Awesome. The next thing I'm going to do is go to the side pieces right here. Obviously, this is where I wanted the ammunition to be stored. And this is where I am going to go ahead and store it. So if I can fit maybe 3 rounds tall. Nah, let's go with 2. There we go. If I can fit 2 rounds upwards like this. Then we're going to shove that in there. We're going to get another one of these and do the same thing. Actually, if I can, I want to store them this way. Is that possible? Can I do that? So if I raise this up a little bit, bring it this way a little bit. Is it like out of the tank? Oh, it is. All right, bring it in. Bring it upwards. How far in would I need this to be? There. Okay, that works. Yeah, sure. So we are actually going to go ahead and increase this. We're going to have a lot of rounds in the side. How many is that? That's 14. Let's bring that down. We'll actually only have like 10 in the sides. That seems fine. On both sides. Yeah, why not? I was just thinking maybe we actually need a floor in here. So I'm going to go ahead and build a floor in if possible. So how am I even going to do that? Let's go ahead and grab this guy. And if I do this, then that is going to be good enough, probably. If I then raise all of this up and we just bring it backwards, I think that'll be fine. So let's go ahead and do that, at least backwards to, like, here. There we go. And we're also going to bring it forwards as well. Just a little bit. There we go. I do want the interior to sort of be built into this as well. So we might be able to figure that out. Let me just go ahead and build this across. There we go. So it's into the side of the tank. And then I think we might be able to get away with extending this piece. A little bit, maybe. So we extend it and bring it upwards. I don't know where upwards, like whereabouts it should go to, but I think slightly upwards would be pretty good. So like up to there. Sure. Okay, so the inside of our tank now has a floor. That's kind of cool. I'm going to have the driver sit on this side. That seems like a good place for him. So let's go ahead and raise this up slightly. I am going to angle it downwards just a tad like this. And then I need to sit a man down there somehow. Okay, so somewhat like that. That guy is now sat sort of on the floor. I do want to put like a little seat in there for him, if possible, which, you know, it is. So we'll try and do that. And then we need a gunner, we need a loader, and possibly someone just stood back here with like a machine gun mounted to the side. That could be pretty awesome. This right here is the gunner. I don't know how this is going to look, but sure, we're going to go with this. So he's sort of grabbing the sight, which is this thing right here, and he is trying to use the wheel thing down there, and I'm sure that's fine. We'll probably end up building him a seat in as well. So let's go ahead and have this guy be the laying drive operator and the cannon operator. There we go. This guy down here is going to be the steering wheel operator, and that means we should now be able to drive. Okay, so I can aim it up, I can aim it down. I can't seem to aim it left and right. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so the next guy is going to be the guy that loads the cannon. Now, he needs to be in a weird situation here. I'm actually going to go ahead and raise his hand up on this side. I'm going to shove this hand out to this side, kind of like this, as if he's grabbing around. And in fact, it might make sense to actually have him over there somewhere. Just so that he can, like, grab rounds and then put them in the cannon. Yeah, so maybe we'll have him sat, like, slightly sideways. We can then shove this forwards to here as if he's grabbing the rounds. There we go. And sure, we're going to go with that. It seems a little bit strange, but we're going to do it. Alright, so this is the loader, this is the gunner, this is the driver, and this guy right here is going to have a little machine gun mounted on the top. So, yeah, we should be able to shoot the cannon now, which indeed we can do. Let's go ahead and aim at this guy and just shoot it at him. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, awesome. And, yeah, that's pretty good. I now need to sort out the back end. I'm actually just going to add a thing straight across here because I can. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this and try and have this be centered somewhat. That would be great, of course. So just shove this on both sides. And is that angled? That is angled a bit. That's really weird. Can I sort that out? I just need to angle it a little bit back the other way. There-ish? There, that's perfect. Alright, so drop this down and in. There we go, and that's fine. So there's a little cross beam across the top. We're then going to try and shove a machine gun right here, and all of our engine stuff back here. Let's do it. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and grab 2 of these. I do want to, like, have it normal. I want to have it normal, if that makes sense. So let's shove these guys under here, and we're going to have them both positioned up here like this. I'm then going to have these guys at the back, like that. That's fine. So yeah, these are like even to each other, if that makes sense. I would then like to extend them slightly so they're a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to copy and paste these guys and have 2 more of them located a little bit further along if I can. So shove those guys onto there. Drag them forwards to... Actually, you know what? Let's have them in the same place. That looks pretty good. Exhaust-wise, I actually want to use these guys. Let's go ahead and shove them onto there like... Ooh. They're a little bit of a weird angle. So I am going to have to do this. There we go. And I'm just going to angle it around so that the pipes are on the inside. Yeah. Alright, you know what? That's actually really, really good. Yeah. I am going to extend them so they're a lot longer. But other than that, that's alright. Alright, there we go. I'm also going to maybe do this and a little bit of this. And then I'll move it into the right place. Drop it down so it's actually on the inside. And I guess it's good to go. Yeah, we'll just leave it like that. I suppose something that does need doing is we actually need to work on where everything is going to go in terms of the engine itself. So we are going to go ahead and increase the displacement to 1. No, actually 2. So that's 2 liters. Oh, you know what? No, it's going to be 1.25 liters. There we go. So that's quite a high displacement. No, it's quite a low displacement. But we are going to have 16 cylinders. So it's going to have like a pretty decently sized engine back here. We're then going to need some fuel tanks. So I'm just going to go ahead and shove these guys right here. I am going to squidge them a lot. So they're going to look like this. There we go. And maybe a little bit like that. I'm then going to shove them up and in. There we go. And a little bit backwards. There you go. So we've got a lot of fuel in there now as well. Yes. Okay, so for now, I'm going to go ahead and add a bunch of detail to this. Hopefully I can make it look nice, and then we can go from there. Alright, so I am actually probably going to leave it much like this. Honestly, I actually really like this thing. I think that the rear end maybe could have been a bit taller to actually have a bigger engine, but other than that, I'm actually really happy with it. There are no crew hatches on the front because obviously you can just climb on the tank and then climb in. And there is a crew hatch on the back, but that's just to service the engine and stuff like that. Overall, though, I actually really like the way this looks. I was thinking maybe we could actually do something with fenders, maybe, but I don't know how I really feel about that. Obviously, they'd have to go on here like this, and then we'd have to like extend them out, if that makes sense, kind of like this. And honestly, maybe we can have like a few, I guess. So I can just shove that onto there so it's touching. There we go. And yeah, I mean, maybe I could just have a few of those, which I suppose would work. I don't know whether I can just do this. Oh, I totally can. Yeah, so we're going to have like one of those be right there. And that's kind of it. I'm not going to have much more than that. That's all. Yeah, it's a bit odd, but I like it. Alright, I decided to add some tracks to the sides as well. And what I'm going to do now is actually go to paint. And we're going to go to desert, yes, and I want to use this desert camo. Honestly, I think that actually looks pretty good, even with it looking like that. Not very deserty. So, I think we're going to keep it like that. If we can then go to decals, and I can shove some of these on there. Let's go ahead and make this thing a Polish vehicular device. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and shove one of these... I don't know where, actually. Above the driver? Yeah, one above the driver. There we go. We're also going to shove one of them on each side over here. And we're actually going to go ahead and shove one of them... Oh, 2 of them on the back. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Alright, yeah, so we're going to leave it like that. So it drives now. There we go. We can actually turn into our friendly vehicle and shoot. And yeah, we can actually shoot tanks and stuff. This thing's awesome. I actually really like it. Yeah. Alright, cool. So for my first tank in quite a while, actually... What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, we got the loader right there. We got the gunner right there. We've got the driver down there. I haven't added seats or anything like that. We've got this guy covering the machine gun. This could be like the commander, I guess. We've then got obviously very dirty tracks. It's a Polish tank. We got the engine in the back. We got some stowages on the sides, including these guys. We got some sleeping rolls on there as well and tarps. And then if we go down here, we've got another stowage on the front, some lights, and a driver's view right there. And a gunner's view right there, as well as the cannon, obviously. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I mean, we can actually maybe fight with it. But yeah, let's see. Because there is actually an enemy out there. I just don't know whether we can actually do anything to them, if that makes sense. I realistically wanted to add more propellant to the gun. So I don't think this is going to do an awful lot of damage. It doesn't look like it's doing any damage. But, yeah, let's shoot our friend. It doesn't seem to do anything. I don't know if there's damage modeled in the game yet. I'm not actually sure. But yeah, for now, thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.